everyone, and welcome to a deep dive all about the miracle morning. This is Hal Elrod's book all about how to achieve extraordinary success, and we are going to see how well his strategies hold up.
What I think is really fascinating about this book is that Elrod doesn't just talk the talk. He's really walked the walk, overcoming some really serious adversity to achieve some remarkable things.
You're talking about that near-fatal car accident, the one where he was, told he might never walk again.
Exactly. Multiple broken bones,
Yeah.
brain damage. I mean, it's the kind of thing that would crush most people.
Yeah, but Elrod kind of turned it into fuel. Not only did he fully recover physically, but he went on to have his best sales year ever. He ranked 6th out of 60,000 reps. And get this, he did all that while recovering. I mean, that's mind-blowing. Do you think that experience is what shaped his whole philosophy?
I think it's pretty safe to say that that was a major turning point for him. It forced him to, kind of confront his own mortality and reevaluate his priorities. It's like he was given a second chance, and he was determined to make the absolute most of it. And I think that's how the Miracle Morning was born. It's like his recipe for squeezing every single drop of potential out of life.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Elrod talks about these 6 causes of mediocrity, right? What are they, and why should we care?
He argues that most of us are just kind of sleepwalking through life, settling for good enough instead of striving for greatness. He calls it rearview mirror syndrome, where we basically base our potential on past experiences instead of focusing on future possibilities.
So basically, we're just letting our past define our future. Kind of depressing.
It can be,
Yeah.
but Elrod offers a way out. He identifies 6 specific things, pitfalls that keep us stuck in this mediocrity. And the first one is a lack of purpose.
Okay, I can see how that'd be a problem. Without a clear why, it's easy to lose motivation and drift.
Right. Like trying to sail a ship with no rudder. You'll just end up going in circles. I mean, Elrod himself even admits that he spent years in sales without, a real sense of purpose. He was just going through the motions, chasing external validation.
And then he had that epiphany and set those 2 clear purposes, right? Personal development and helping others, and that led to his most successful year ever.
Yeah. His sales increased by 94% after that shift. That's the power of purpose. But it's not just about setting goals. It's about, connecting with something much deeper, something that lights you up and drives you forward.
So how do we find that purpose? Is it something we're just born with, or can we cultivate it?
That's a great question, and it's definitely something we'll dive into more deeply as we go along. But for now, just think about this. What are you passionate about? What makes you feel truly alive? The answers to those questions might hold some clues to your deeper purpose.
I'm already feeling inspired. Okay, what's the next pitfall on Elrod's list?
This one's a bit more familiar. Procrastination. We all know the feeling, right? Putting things off until the last minute, even when we know it's not good for us.
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that one. But isn't procrastination just a matter of poor time management?
Elrod argues it's actually much deeper than that. He calls it a silent killer because it just slowly erodes our self-esteem and confidence.
Oh, interesting. I've never thought about it that way. How so?
Well, every time we procrastinate, we're basically telling ourselves, we're not capable, we're not disciplined enough, we're not worthy of achieving our goals, and it kind of becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy of mediocrity.
So it's not just about getting things done, it's about the message we're sending to ourselves. What's like an example of that?
Think about like a project that you've been putting off. The one you know you need to tackle, but you just can't seem to get started on. Each time you avoid it, you're reinforcing that negative self-talk, right? I'm not good enough. I'll never get this done. I'm a failure. And it just becomes this vicious cycle.
That's a really powerful way to frame it. It's not just about the task itself. It's about the impact on our self-perception. I'm starting to see how procrastination can really sabotage our potential.
Exactly. And it's one of the biggest obstacles to achieving extraordinary success.
Yeah.
But luckily, Elrod provides some strategies for overcoming it, and we'll get into those a bit later on. For now, just be aware of how procrastination might be holding you back.
Okay, 2 pitfalls down, 4 to go. What's next on Elrod's list?
This one's particularly insidious. Isolating incidents. It's this tendency to minimize the impact of individual actions, failing to see how they contribute to larger patterns.
Okay, that sounds kind of abstract. Can you give me a concrete example?
Okay, think about skipping one workout. On its own, it might not seem like a big deal, right? You tell yourself, oh, I'll make it up tomorrow. But it's not just about that one workout. It's about the message you're sending yourself.
You're saying it's about consistency and commitment.
Right. It's about establishing a pattern of following through on your promises to yourself. When you break that pattern, even for what seems like a minor reason, you're weakening that commitment. And that can have a ripple effect on other areas of your life.
So it's like a domino effect. One small slip up can lead to like a cascade of negative choices.
Exactly. And it's often these seemingly insignificant choices that ultimately determine whether we achieve our goals or not. It's about recognizing the power of like those seemingly small decisions and making sure that they are aligned with the person we want to become.
That's a great point. It's not just about the big, dramatic choices. It's about the everyday decisions that shape our lives. What are the remaining pitfalls we need to watch out for?
The next one is a lack of accountability. Elrod argues that without external support and structure, we're much more likely to slip back into old habits and patterns.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like having a personal trainer or like a coach. They hold you accountable to your goals, help you stay on track.
Exactly. He gives the example of CEOs, athletes, and even like the president.
Yeah.
They all have high levels of accountability built into their lives.
So even the most successful people need that external support.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not about being, weak or incapable. It's about recognizing that we're all human and we all need help sometimes. Having someone to hold us accountable to our goals and celebrate our wins can make a huge difference.
So finding a mentor or joining a supportive community, that's like a key part of achieving extraordinary success.
Elrod certainly believes so. And I mean, it makes sense, right? We're social creatures by nature. We thrive in environments where we feel, supported and encouraged.
Okay, 2 more pitfalls to go. What's next?
This one's crucial. Lack of personal development. Elrod quotes Jim Rohn. He says, your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development.
So basically, we can't achieve more than we believe we're capable of.
Exactly. We need to invest in ourselves,
Yes.
expand our knowledge, challenge our beliefs, and constantly strive to become better versions of ourselves.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do we actually do that? Where do we even start?
That's where the Miracle Morning comes in. Elrod provides a really practical framework for personal development, and it all starts with transforming your morning routine.
Oh, I'm intrigued. This is where it gets really interesting, right? Tell me more.
Welcome back. Last time we were talking about how a lack of personal development can hold us back from achieving extraordinary success.
Right. And I'm super curious to hear more about this framework Elrod offers. Like, how can transforming our morning routine lead to such, profound change?
So Elrod introduces what he calls the Life SAVERS. These are 6 practices that are designed to elevate your personal development and basically set you up for success.
Life SAVERS. I like it. Seems kind of like a superhero's toolkit. What are they exactly?
They are silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. And here's the thing. Elrod isn't asking you to become some superhuman who wakes up at like 4:00 a.m. every single day. He actually provides techniques for you to incorporate these practices into your morning routine, even if you only have like a few minutes.
Okay, so even someone like me who hits the snooze button at least 3 times every morning can benefit from this.
Absolutely. He even dedicates a whole chapter to the 6-minute miracle morning where you spend just 1 minute on each practice. But before we dive into, the specifics of these Life SAVERS, let's address the elephant in the room, actually getting out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, that's always been my biggest struggle. Any tips for someone who's chronically snooze button dependent?
Elrod's got you covered.
Yeah.
He lays out this 5-step snooze-proof wake-up strategy, and it all starts the night before. Step 1 is setting your intentions.
So instead of like dreading the alarm, I should be visualizing myself waking up energized and excited to start my day.
Exactly. You're basically priming your mind for a positive morning experience. He even suggests a specific bedtime affirmation. Thank you for the amazing sleep I'm about to have, and I look forward to waking up tomorrow feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to start my miracle morning.
I'm willing to try anything at this point. Okay, what's step 2?
This was a classic. Put your alarm clock across the room. That way you actually have to like physically get out of bed to turn it off, and it makes hitting snooze a lot less tempting.
I can already feel the resistance, but I get it. It's about like interrupting that autopilot response. Okay, what are steps 3, 4, and 5?
Okay, so step 3 is brush your teeth. Step 4 is drink a full glass of water. And step 5 is get dressed or hop in the shower.
So it's all about creating like a chain reaction.
Yeah.
One action leads to the next, and before you know it, you're awake and ready to go. I like it.
Yeah, and Elrod also shares some additional wake-up strategies from other Miracle Morning devotees. Like one person sets their bedroom lights to gradually brighten as their alarm goes off.
That's a great idea, like simulating a sunrise, much gentler than being jolted awake by a blaring alarm.
Yeah, and another person sets a timer for their bedroom heater, so the room starts warming up right before their alarm goes off.
Okay, I'm totally stealing that one. It's like a cozy invitation to start the day.
The key takeaway here is that you can actually customize these steps to create a wake-up routine that works for you. The important thing is to find what motivates you, what makes you excited to start your day.
So no more excuses. We've officially busted the not a morning person myth. Now let's dive into those life SAVERS. I'm ready to unlock my superhero potential. Where do we begin?
Let's start with silence. This is all about intentionally starting your day with some quiet reflection. Think meditation, prayer, deep breathing, or even just like sitting in stillness and observing your thoughts and feelings.
I've tried meditation before, but I always struggle to quiet my mind. My thoughts just race like a mile a minute.
That's a common experience.
Yep.
Elrod emphasizes that it's not about like emptying your mind completely. It's more about creating space between your thoughts and observing them without judgment.
So it's more about awareness than control.
Exactly. And it gets easier with practice. Even a few minutes of silence each morning can have like a profound impact on your mental clarity and emotional well-being.
I'm willing to give it another try. Does Elrod share any examples of people who've incorporated silence into their routines?
Yeah, he mentions Rick Goings, the CEO of Tupperware, who meditates for at least 20 minutes every day. He says that it helps him manage stress and make better decisions.
Wow, if the CEO of Tupperware can find time for silence, maybe I can too. What's the next life SAVER?
Affirmations. This is all about consciously choosing the thoughts and beliefs that will shape your day.
So instead of letting my inner critic run wild, I can actually reprogram my brain for success.
Exactly. Elrod, he emphasizes replacing those limiting beliefs with empowering ones, basically shifting your mindset from negative to positive.
Okay, but doesn't that sound a little bit like wishful thinking? Just repeating positive phrases isn't going to magically change my life, is it?
Elrod argues that it's much more than that. He explains that affirmations work by tapping into the power of the subconscious mind. When you consistently repeat positive statements, you're essentially you're reprogramming your beliefs and expectations, and that can have a really powerful impact on your behaviors and actions.
So it's all about aligning my thoughts and beliefs with my goals.
Exactly. And Elrod, he provides 5 key steps for creating effective affirmations.
Okay, I'm all ears. What are they?
So first, define what you really want. What are your goals, your aspirations? Then get clear on why it's important to you. What's the driving force behind that desire?
So it's about connecting with my deeper motivations, not just superficial desires.
Right. The third step is to identify who you need to become to actually achieve those goals.
Yeah.
What qualities, skills, or beliefs do you need to develop?
It's like creating a blueprint for my ideal self. I like it. What are the remaining steps?
Okay, so the fourth step is really crucial. Write your affirmations in the present tense as if they are already true. So instead of saying, I want to be more confident, you would say, I am confident and capable.
That's sense. It's about embodying the qualities you want to cultivate.
Mm-hmm. And finally, Elrod suggests incorporating inspirational quotes or philosophies that resonate with you. It's like surrounding yourself with positive energy and reminders of your goals.
I can see how that would be really helpful. It's like creating a supportive environment for your mind to thrive. Okay, I'm definitely going to try this. What's the next life SAVER?
Visualization.
Yeah.
This is where you mentally rehearse success, creating a really clear picture in your mind of what you want to achieve.
I've heard of athletes using visualization to improve their performance, right?
Yes. Elrod, he cites examples like Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus, who use visualization to improve their golf swings, and Jim Carrey, who visualized receiving a $10 million check years before it actually happened.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like they manifested their success through the power of their minds. But I have to admit, sometimes I feel almost uncomfortable visualizing success. Like I'm getting ahead of myself or maybe even betraying my current reality.
That's a really common feeling. It's almost like we're afraid to dream too big, or we feel guilty for for wanting more than we have.
Exactly. It's like I'm afraid of like jinxing myself or disappointing others if I don't, if I don't achieve those big dreams.
Elrod, he acknowledges those feelings. And he actually quotes Marianne Williamson's Return to Love, where she writes, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure."
Wow, that's deep. It's like we're almost like afraid of our own potential.
Right. We're so conditioned to play small and stay within our comfort zones that we sometimes we resist stepping into our greatness.
So how do we overcome that fear and embrace the power of visualization? What are like the practical steps?
Elrod suggests a simple three-step process. First, get yourself into a relaxed state, maybe right after your affirmations. Then create a vivid mental picture of your goals and dreams. Engage all your senses. What do you see, hear, feel, smell, even taste as as you achieve this goal?
So it's not just about like seeing the end result, it's about experiencing it fully.
Exactly. And finally, visualize yourself overcoming challenges and achieving those goals. Really feel the emotions of success, pride, and accomplishment.
It's about connecting emotionally with that vision, right? Making it like real in my mind and body.
Right. The more you can engage your senses and emotions, the more powerful the visualization will be.
Okay, 3 life, SAVERS down, 3 to go. What's next?
Exercise. Now, this one might seem kind of obvious, but Elrod stresses the importance of morning exercise for boosting energy, improving your health, and and enhancing your mental well-being.
Oh, I'm all for exercise, but let's be real, finding time in the morning is a real struggle for me.
Yeah, Elrod acknowledges that challenge,
Mhm.
and he offers solutions for fitting exercise into even the busiest of schedules.
Mm.
He suggests that you can still reap the benefits of exercise in as little as 60 seconds.
Wait, a 1-minute workout? Tell me more.
Think about things like jumping jacks, running in place, or even a quick set of push-ups.
Yeah.
It's not about doing a full-blown workout. It's more about getting your heart rate up and activating your body and mind.
I love that. It's a great reminder that we can find ways to like, move our bodies even when time is really tight. What other insights does he offer on exercise?
He even includes a guest contribution from yoga instructor Dashama, highlighting the benefits of incorporating even brief yoga practices into your morning routine.
Yoga is a great way to like, increase flexibility and strength, but I've always found it a bit intimidating. I'm not exactly the most flexible person.
Dashama emphasizes that yoga is for everyone, regardless of age, flexibility, or experience level. She even provides some simple poses and stretches that anyone can do, even in a small space.
Okay, I'm willing to give it a try. What's next on the list of life SAVERS?
Reading. Elrod is a huge advocate for dedicating time each morning to reading, especially books in the self-improvement genre.
Oh, I can definitely relate to that. I always feel like so energized after reading something inspiring or, thought-provoking, but finding the time to read can be a challenge.
Elrod, he recommends a minimum of 10 pages per day. It might not seem like much, but he points out that adds up to approximately 18 self-help books a year.
Wow, I never thought about it that way. That's a pretty compelling argument for making time to read. What are some of the books he recommends?
He mentions several, like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which focuses on achieving financial success, and The Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman, which explores building strong relationships.
Those are great choices. I'm definitely adding those to my reading list.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the final life SAVER?
Scribing, which is essentially journaling. Elrod highlights its power for cultivating gratitude, self-reflection, and tracking your progress.
Okay, I have a confession. I've started like countless journals with the best intentions, but they always end up gathering dust on my shelf. Can you relate?
Absolutely. Elrod admits to having a similar experience. He even tried buying more expensive journal, thinking that would motivate him to write more.
Huh. I've tried that too. Clearly, it takes more than just a fancy notebook to develop a sustainable journaling habit. What insights does Elrod offer on making journaling a regular practice?
Well, he encourages experimenting with different types of journals, maybe a
Mhm.
gratitude journal where you simply list 3 things you're grateful for each day, or or a dream journal where you record and analyze your dreams. You could even keep a food or workout log to track your your progress towards your health goals.
So it's about like finding a journaling method that aligns with my, with my interests and my goals.
Exactly. And he emphasizes the importance of focusing on the process, not the outcome. It's not about it's not about writing perfectly crafted entries. It's more about just getting your thoughts and feelings down on paper.
Okay, I'm ready to give journaling another try, but let's be real. Six Life, SAVERS, plus a 5-step snooze-proof wake-up strategy. That sounds like a lot to pack into a morning routine.
It can feel overwhelming at first, which is why Elrod encourages starting small and gradually building up your routine. He also provides different approaches. Remember that 6-minute miracle morning we talked about?
Yeah, the one where you spend just 1 minute on each practice. That's definitely doable even on busy mornings.
Exactly. And as you get more comfortable with the practices, you can gradually increase the time you spend on each one. The key is to find a structure that works for you and your lifestyle.
So it's about like customization and finding what fits into my life, not trying to force myself into some like rigid schedule.
Exactly. And Elrod emphasizes the importance of being flexible and adaptable. Life
Mhm.
happens, and there will be days when you can't do your full miracle morning routine.
Okay, that's reassuring. What does he suggest for those days when things go off track?
He reminds us that we're not striving for perfection, but for progress. The goal is to just do your best each day, even if it's just one or two of the life SAVERS.
So it's about consistency over intensity.
Right, and it's about celebrating those small wins, no matter how insignificant they might seem.
So even if I only manage to meditate for like 2 minutes before hitting snooze, that's still a victory.
Absolutely, every step you take towards creating a more positive and empowering morning routine is a step in the right direction.
I'm really starting to see the power of this approach. It's not about being perfect. It's about making those small, consistent changes that can lead to big results over time.
And that's really the essence of the Miracle Morning. It's about recognizing our potential and investing in our personal development one morning at a time.
I love that. Okay, we've talked about the 6-minute version, but Elrod also mentions a 30-day challenge, right? What's that all about?
Right, the 30-day challenge. It's designed to help you solidify those life SAVERS practices into lasting habits.
It sounds like a great way to build some momentum and really, make this a lifestyle change, not just some temporary experiment.
Yeah, Elrod talks about his own journey of running a 52-mile ultramarathon after initially struggling to even run 1 mile. And he credits that 30-day challenge for helping him, break through those limitations.
That's a pretty dramatic example. I'm guessing most people listening aren't aiming for ultramarathons, but the principle still applies, right?
Absolutely. It's about pushing beyond your comfort zone and proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you think.
Mhm.
What's interesting is that Elrod initially he hated running.
Yeah, I remember him talking about how his friend John, who was a marathon runner, inspired him to give it a try.
John would talk about how running helped him, clear his head, solve problems, and just feel more energized. And Elrod was desperate for a change, so he gave it a shot.
And promptly twisted his ankle on the first try. He even joked that maybe it was a sign he wasn't meant to run.
But he didn't give up. He started his official marathon training the very next day.
Committing to running every single day for 30 days, no matter what.
That takes some serious dedication.
Yeah.
I can already feel my inner couch potato protesting.
He describes those first 10 days as pure torture. But he pushed through, reminding himself that he was committed to doing what was right, not what was easy.
So it was a test of willpower more than anything.
Absolutely. And he had this really powerful why driving him. He wanted to prove to himself that he could overcome those self-imposed limitations. It wasn't just about running. It was about building that mental resilience.
It's like he was training his mind as much as his body.
Exactly. And he noticed that as he kept going, something shifted. Days 11 through 20 became less painful, and running just kind of started to feel more normal, less like a chore. So his body and mind were adapting to that challenge.
Right, and he realized that the key was consistency. As long as he kept moving forward one step at a time, he would eventually reach his goal. He even compares this to life in general, that as long as we just keep taking those small steps, we'll eventually reach our destination.
It's a great analogy. We often get so focused on the end goal that we forget about the importance of those daily actions.
Elrod really emphasizes that that it's not about giant leaps. It's about those small, consistent steps that compound over time.
So he did the 30 days, but then what? Did he actually run a marathon?
He did. He gradually increased his mileage, running 3 to 4 times a week and doing longer runs, on the weekends.
Wow. So he went from barely running a mile to training for a marathon. That's impressive.
But he didn't stop there. He actually he set his sights on a 52-mile ultramarathon with a group of friends.
Wait, a 52-mile ultramarathon? That's insane. What possessed him to do that?
Well, he admits that none of them really believed that they could they could do it at first, but they were committed to supporting each other and pushing beyond those perceived limits.
It's amazing what we can achieve when we have that kind of shared commitment and accountability.
He describes the experience as this mix of excitement, fear, and disbelief. He talks about hitting a wall at mile 30, just feeling like he couldn't he couldn't go on. But his friends they encouraged him, and he found a second wind.
That's the power of community, right? Having those people who believe in you even when you doubt yourself.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and he emphasizes the importance of focusing on the present moment. It's taking it one step at a time, and not getting overwhelmed by the enormity of the task at hand.
It's like that saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Right. And they did it. After 15 and a half hours, they crossed the finish line together, and Elrod describes it as, this defining moment for each of them, a testament to their mental fortitude and the power of that collective support.
It's such a powerful story. What's the biggest takeaway for you from Elrod's ultramarathon experience?
I think it boils down to this. We all have these self-imposed limitations, these fears that hold us back from achieving our full potential. But when we choose to face those fears head on, we unlock this level of freedom and possibility that we never thought possible.
It's about realizing that we're capable of so much more than we give ourselves credit for.
And it's not just about running marathons. It applies to any area of life where we feel, stuck or limited, whether it's starting a business, writing a book, or simply, having a difficult conversation. The principles are all the same.
It's about having a clear why, taking consistent action, and surrounding ourselves with support.
And most importantly, believing in ourselves, even when it feels, scary or impossible.
Well, this has been an incredibly inspiring deep dive into the Miracle Morning. What final thoughts can we leave our listeners with?
I think, we all have the power to create extraordinary lives. And it starts with how we choose to spend our mornings, by dedicating time each day to our personal development. Even if it's just a few minutes, we can become the people we need to be to achieve our goals and live our dreams.
It's about being intentional, proactive, and taking ownership of our own growth. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Every small step counts.
So what will your miracle morning look like? What small step can you take today to start creating the life you truly desire?
That's a great question to reflect on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Miracle Morning. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and inspiration to transform your mornings and ultimately your life.